UFC Paris is going down this weekend today. I'm going over my official predictions for the whole entire card. Look, I won't be in town for the next 2 days. I won't have a best bets video coming out, but my Twitter in the bottom left, that will hook you up to all my bets, everything. And I post some good things on there as well. So make sure you give me a follow on Twitter in the bottom left corner. I'll put the link in the description as well. Or you can head over to my Bet MMA. As you can see here, 19% ROI, up 14 units. This is since June, so you guys know I'm a little bit of a safe bettor, and that's just because I'm trying to increase my bankroll. And then once I increase my bankroll, I'll start to open up a little bit more. We've been profitable on DWCS, profitable in general, and let's keep the streak going here. Let's start off with Shauna Bannon taking on Sam Hughes. Sam Hughes should win this fight 100%, man. And she's not great, but she's a big favorite. And Shauna Bannon's awful at fighting. No offense, It just is what it is. I don't have much else to say about the fight, man. Sam Hughes should win. Andreas Gustafsson, Rinat Fakhretdinov, man. I like this fight. And I do think it's tight. And I like the slight pick-em underdog, I guess, if you want to say. I like Rinat, man. I don't like Rinat. I actually have faded him previous times so many times, but what I will say about Rinat is he's still a high-level fighter. He's fighting high-level guys, and Chaos Williams is a pretty good fighter. He's nothing crazy. Gustafsson had the perfect style to beat him. Simple as that. Now, Fakhretdinov, he's 23-1, man. The guy knows how to win. He's got solid wrestling, his power in his hands. Cardio's not that bad, not that great, but what I can say about his cardio is it looked improved versus Liao, honestly. I really do think that. And I think if you're going to get into grappling, even clinch scenarios and in situations with Rinat, he won't lose that, I think we'll see Gustafsson taken down here, controlled. And my issue with pulling the trigger on Rinat is if he's going to be able to create enough damage, because Gustafsson can be taken down. He's been taken down by shit grapplers. Joyton Lutterbach, who's not on the level of Rinat 100%, but he's good at neglecting damage and not getting in bad positions. And Renat's going to need to capitalize and try to hold him down for long periods of time because Gustafsson is a beast in the clinch. He is tough. He is physical and strong. But I think Rinat can take him down. And I think he's got too many advantages in this fight to go out here and lose to Andreas Gustafsson. At this price, it's something I'm still looking at. But there is a pretty good chance I'm going to go ahead and lay some dough on Rinat. But as you know, man, it'll be on Twitter if I pull the trigger on it. But look, I think that Rinat has the most advantages in this fight. He's fought better competition. He's been in the UFC longer. He's got power in his hands. He is a good grappler, and we have seen Gustafsson taken down. So I think Rinat wins. But yeah, I can see Gustafsson taking over the fight later in the clinch. But I just think Renat's too high level, man, to just lose to this guy, honestly. Gustafsson's not a great fighter. Simple as that. So give me Rinat here. And now the more that I talk about it, the more I want to just lay it down. And I will. I will 100%. Just give me some time. The next fight up, Rinat, I'm picking Rinat by decision. Brad Tavares is taking on Robert Bryczek. The good people know, man, that Brad Tavares should not be minus 205 versus anybody unless their name is Gerald Mearshart. Just a nightmare matchup for him, right? Robert Bryczek is not a nightmare matchup for him. Robert Bryczek is a powerful striker. He does hit hard. He hasn't fought in a while, but he is a good striker, decent striker. He's not a better striker than Tavares. Absolutely not. Bryczek can take a punch, though. Tavares is questionable, man. He's 37. You see these guys get older. They can't take punches the same. Tavares, he's just better than Bryczek, 100%. He's just better technically and a better fighter. But is Tavares going to be able to eat punches? I don't know. Bryczek does hit hard, and that's probably his best attribute. But I can't rely on him to win the fight. Now, the spread is something I looked at. But it's cooked so much, man. I think Bryczek spread's like minus. I think it got into the minus 200s, and I was hoping to get it at minus 115 or minus 120. It's cooked. Brad Tavares is my pick. He's the better fighter. Okay. Bryczek has the chance to knock him out, and that's about it to me. So if you want to play Bryczek, play him by KO. I like Brad Tavares here by decision, of course. Let's move on. Sam Patterson, Trey Waters. This is one I watched pretty recently. Trey Waters is very mediocre, man. I don't want to be like that because I like long, lanky strikers, but this guy got nothing. You know what? I don't even want to bring it up. He got tuned up by Gabriel Bonfim on the feet. But Bonfim's actually a good boxer. You know what I mean? Like, Bonfim would beat the fuck out of Patterson, too. So, look, my issues with Waters is he's very one-dimensional, man. He'll throw a jab, he'll throw a pull right hand, and that's it, man. I don't see anything else from his game that's awesome. He doesn't kick a whole lot. He's not the quickest. He's not the most athletic. Neither is Sam Patterson, though. Sam Patterson's actually got a reach advantage here, which is shocking. Patterson's slower. He's clunkier. And this could look like not great on the feet. But what I will say about Patterson is he does have more weapons. Obviously, if it gets to the ground, Patterson's actually very good there. His jiu-jitsu is very good. His kicks are decent, and he has better kicks than Waters. Waters literally has only a jab and a pull right hand. And that's it. And his calf can be torn up by leg kicks. I mean, Josh Quinlan, if he had a brain, he could have TKO'd him from leg kicks, 100%. You know, Trey Waters is not a very impressive fighter to me. I don't think Patterson is very impressive to me either. But what I will say about Patterson is he beat Danny Barlow, who is way better than Trey Waters. Way more explosive, way faster, longer probably as well. And just a son of a bitch matchup for Patterson. He got through him and beat him and knocked him out, which was wild to me. I think if you run that fight back, I'd pick Barlow 100%. But it happened, man. Patterson won. And now he's being lined as whatever he is, minus 186, where he probably should be lined a little bit better because Trey Waters is not on the level of Danny Barlow whatsoever. Not even close. So, interesting. I don't like Sam Patterson as a fighter. In terms of a trustworthy guy, I still have my questions, and you can see it even in the regional tape, right? Obviously, he's getting better, but the Hashimoto's fight, very obvious. The regional fights, obvious. There's a chin up in the air issue, and still to this day, I still don't trust it enough. I think he's got more tools. I think he's just a better fighter than Trey Waters. So I'm gonna go with Sam Patterson here. I think he wins this fight by a decision. And we'll move on to the next one where we got Harry Hardwick taking on Kaue Fernandes. Originally supposed to be Faraz Ziam, right? Faraz Ziam. And I really wanted to see Faraz Ziam. Hardwick is, wherever this fight is, hello. Fernandes minus 160. I think Fernandes should be a bigger favorite, man. Full camp for Kaue Fernandes. Coming off, he's on a 2-fight win streak. Muhammad Yahya and Garam, my bad. And even before that, in his fight with Jacasey, I think he could have had a case to win that fight. Did a lot of damage. And this Harry Hardwick guy, he's a featherweight, first of all. His athleticism, man. The guy's as slow as a turtle. He has no sort of a lick of athleticism. And he's a tough dude. Wrestling, jiu-jitsu is pretty good. But he is primarily a boxer. But just no athleticism, man. And you know me, you know how I feel about these guys that don't have explosion, don't have speed. I don't like them, man. I don't like them, and I don't think they're going to be successful. I just don't see it. And Fernandes is minus 160. I think he should be minus 250 because Fernandes is fast. He doesn't throw in combination, but he's fast. He's got heavy low kicks, and the guy has nasty jiu-jitsu off his back. And I don't think Hardwick's going to take him down. So is he going to be able to close distance where he is the taller guy, but he's not nearly as fast as Fernandes. Fernandes is so much faster. Plus a full camp. Fernandes should win the fight pretty damn easily, man. He should. And maybe I haven't watched enough of Hardwick. If I haven't, and you guys think he is some sort of better prospect or better fighter, or you're on him, let me know in the comments which fight I should watch and if he's really that good. And we'll see, but I might even bet on Fernandes, man. I think he should win this fight pretty easily, man. I'm not impressed with Hardwick whatsoever. So give me Kaue Fernandes. I think he wins 30-27 or a TKO. Let's move on to the next one. Let me talk about Fernandes' head kicks. I love his head kicks, by the way. I love what he does off the clinch. He'll go off the clinch and throw a head kick, and it's so sneaky. It's so sneaky. It gets everybody. They catch them by surprise. You got to knock out in the LFA with it. I really like watching that. I think it's a good technique. Marcin Tybura, Ante, Delija. I'm riding the Tybura train till it stops, man. I've had success with Marcin. I had success with him last time, the time before, and I actually picked Spivak to beat him because I like Spivak, but I'm not getting off the train. The Marcin Tybura, man. He's just a sneaky good fighter, and he's good, man. He's just very balanced, and he knows how to win. Last time out, Mick Park and bet on Marcin. I believe he was like plus 150. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Marcin took him to school and won the fight. I think Delija's a decent striker, but these guys already fought Tybura. I don't remember what happened, but I'm riding the Tybura train. I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. Haven't done too much watching on this, but I'm riding the Tybura train. Let's move on. We've got Oumar Sy. He's taking on Brendson, Riberio. Sy is minus 500. You know me, man. You know me. I mean, look at the reaches on these fellas. Holy shit. You know me, man. I was in UFC Atlanta. I talked about this in my early predictions, and I had to watch Oumar Sy fight like a complete Frenchie. A complete Frenchie against Alonzo Menifield. How the fuck do you not win that fight? And I didn't bet on him. I've never been a fan of Sy. I never thought he's a great fighter. And I still think Riberio's underrated to some extent, man. Like, I still do think he's underrated. And I don't think that Oumar Sy should be minus 500, man. I don't know what the fuck we're doing. Did you just see what he fought like in front of a power puncher last time, man? What's so different about this? Riberio has a longer reach than Menifield. I would pick Brendson Riberio to beat Alonzo Menifield, and you can do whatever the fuck you want to me. I would pick Riberio to beat him. Try to tell me I'm wrong. Would he lose? Riberio would beat Menifield. Okay? Look, man. Oumar Sy, yeah, matchups are different, of course. His grappling's overrated. He's not a great grappler. His striking sucks. He's a good athlete. He's strong. He's physical. Yeah, he should win the fight. But there's not a fucking chance I'd ever lay minus 500 on this guy, especially what I had to watch live, man. Just atrocious performance, But that's what French fighters do typically when they're in front of power punchers. They cowered up and they don't want to just get knocked out. Oh, Oumar Sy can't get the takedown on Menifield. Let me just not throw and let me just cower away. That's typically how French fighters fight. If it's not going my way, I don't want anything to do with it, So Riberio's been taken down. He has horrible takedown defense. He will lay in guard. I like Sy by decision. I don't think he finishes the fight. I think Sy's a very overrated fighter. Never going to be top 10. Never going to be top 5. Just not a good fighter, man. And he's French, man. I don't know what else to say. I can't do it. Give me Oumar Sy by decision, but I had to go on a little rant there. I just don't like when French fighters fight like that, man. I can't do it. Let's move on. Wow. They're back-to-back, man. But what I will say about Gomis is about as boring as it gets. But he didn't do the same shit. Gomis always fights like that, running around, being lame. But he didn't do the shit that Sy did. When he was in front of power, he just completely didn't look like himself. And when he wasn't the hammer, completely didn't look like himself. I'll give credit to Gomis. He's still boring as shit, and he's not. He's so boring, man. Oh my gosh. I saw something on Twitter. They showed a TKO. His TKO, like as a highlight against what's that tin can that got knocked out by Talbot? Whatever that guy's name is, I can't even remember. I don't know. I should know that, bro. I should know that. Can't remember, but whatever. They showed that as a highlight, and they're like, William Gomis is back to, impress the French crowd. Like, dude, you kicked him in the nuts, and they stopped the fight, and that's your best highlight of your career so far. So, I mean, Gomis just doesn't have ability to finish fights. Ruchala needs to get it to the ground. He doesn't need to get it to the ground. I think the line's wide, man. 100%. 100%. I think the line is wide. I just don't like him, man. I don't like Gomis. Don't like the way he fights. No chance I'd ever lay money on him. And I think he wins because he can defend the takedowns of Ruchala, which he does have good takedowns. He's got good pressure. But Gomis has good takedown defense. And Ruchala ain't coming at you like a meal is. So I think Gomis outpoints him, but might fall asleep during this fight. So let's move on to the first fight of the main card. Patricio Pitbull. He's taking on the debuting Losene Kieta. We got, am I tripping? Minus 182, or I'm sorry, minus 212 on Losene Kieta. And I think this fight comes down to aggressiveness. I think this fight comes down to youth, explosiveness. And as much as I'm not a huge, I don't want to say I'm not a huge fan. I think Kieta's good. I do think he's good. I do think he's top 10 worthy. But I don't know what his ceiling is, but he should beat the fuck out of Pitbull. I picked Pitbull versus Ige, but this guy is a nightmare matchup for Pitbull, man. You watch the Pitbull fight in Risen, the guy just comes after him and knocks him out cold. And that guy does not hit like this guy, man. This guy can crack. We've actually already got a bet on this Losene Kieta, plus 300 on the TKO. You got a 38-year-old in front of me. You're giving me plus 300 for this guy to get a KO? Take it any day of the week, okay? Too explosive. His takedown defense is very good. And if Pitbull wins the fight, it'll be by wrestling. He ain't winning on the feet. He has no volume. He's technical, and he does have sharp counters, good calf kicks. Let me say this. His calf kicks, I think, are excellent. His calf kicks and his wrestling are the way to win this fight for him. But his boxing, he will not win this fight boxing. And I think it's just because he doesn't throw enough. His guard is good. He deflects shots well. If this guy hits through the guard, man, it could hurt Pitbull 100%. I think it's crazy not to play Kieta by KO here. Sitting at plus 300, man, you just got to do it. I think it's an auto take, and that's why I took it. I think he wins this fight. I think the calf kicks of Pitbull could be problems, though. I mean, they are heavy, and they're damaging, man. So let's see how Kieta deals with them. I think he'll be okay, and the reason I say that is because Pitbull doesn't really set it up right. He's just throwing it kind of. Kieta does get out of the way quickly. He's explosive, good volume, good pressure. I think he knocks out Pitbull here. And the more I talk about it, man, shout out to my dog Bugga, because he's been big on Kieta, and I kind of haven't been with it, and I think he wins this fight easily. I think he knocks him out in the first, honestly. So give me Losene Kieta here. By first round, KO. We'll move on. Axel Sola is taking on Rhys Mckee. Mckee is the slight underdog here at, where is this fight? Plus 111. Now, Rhys Mckee is a guy I don't think is good. And I bet against him against Frunza. I bet Frunza there. I think Frunza is actually not a bad fighter. He's explosive. He's fast. Mckee just touched him and he got hurt. I don't know what the fuck if Mckee's lacing shit up in his gloves. Because honestly, man, the more I watch Mckee, the more I start to see his kind of pop in his shots. And I don't, like I said, check the gloves, man, because the guy doesn't have good technique. He ain't explosive, but he's got some power. I don't know how and I don't know why, but he does have power, man. Sola, he is a lightweight. He's fast, good jab, good low kick. He's got decent boxing. He's the better boxer here, 100%. But you got a big height and reach advantage. I mean, Rhys Mckee, he's slow as dirt, but he does have a big height and reach advantage. Ground game, wrestling should be relatively close. I do think this is a very close fight. Like, honestly, man, Mckee's taking a boatload of damage. I mean, honestly, I'm not confident anywhere here. Yeah, it's a tough fight to call. I'll look at a live bet maybe on Mckee, but I do think Sola's the better fighter. He's cleaner. I don't know, man. I'm going to go with Mckee. I'm going to go with Mckee by a decision or late finish. I'm not confident, man. I could see Sola boxing him up, being too quick. But I could also see Mckee surviving like he usually does and landing big shots. So I'm going to go Mckee. I ain't not confident whatsoever. But yeah, I'll go with Mckee. We'll go with the underdog here. Bolaji, Mason Jones. I've seen a lot of money come in on Oki, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm missing because I think Mason Jones is a way better fighter than Oki. Oki's fought 2 featherweights, beat 2 featherweights. He lost to 1 lightweight in Chris Duncan. And when I'm breaking down this guy, I think that his defensive striking is really bad. And I know Mason Jones isn't a defensive savant either, but he can eat a fucking punch. And we know that about Mason Jones. Oki seems to be able to eat a punch from featherweights, not from a lightweight. And Oki, dynamic, explosive, fast. But I think Jones is very good. And I think he's got potential to be ranked easily, man. His clinch is very good. His judo is good. His wrestling is solid. And his boxing is good as well. He's got good calf kicks, which I think are going to be pretty important in this fight. Oki's got that wide bladed stance. I think Mason Jones goes after the calf. I think he can get in the dirty boxing range. And when it comes to boxing, pure boxing, Mason Jones is a better boxer. Oki is hittable, man. Very hittable. Michael Aswell's lighting this guy up. So Michael Aswell's decent boxing, but Mason Jones hits harder. Mason Jones is a true lightweight. He's not one of these little fucking featherweights, Timmy Kwamba or Michael Aswell. And not like it's not like it's a big featherweight. Like Timmy Kwamba and Michael Aswell are small featherweights. So Duncan, obviously, he was lighting Duncan up. But, Duncan, he's about no head movement, slow. I think Mason Jones is much better, skill for skill. I think I'd take a shot on Jones by KO because Oki does not have good defensive striking. I think it's worse than Mason Jones. And I know Jones, if you look at his absorb per minute, man, he's hittable. But just as much as Oki's hittable, man. I think that Oki's overrated. I think he should lose this fight. I like Mason Jones quite a bit. I think it could play out close, maybe first round Oki, but 2 and 3 go to Jones. I think Mason Jones has all the skills to win this fight. And Oki's quicker, sure. But I like the clinch, man. I like the clinch of Mason Jones, and that's where I think he wins this fight. He's very good from the clinch. If you watch his Cage Warriors fights, you'll see that skill set that he has, and I think that's where he takes this fight over. Give me Mason Jones. I like Mason Jones here. I think he get a late finish, like just nasty clinch work, elbows. I'm going to go with that. Mason Jones, give me a late TKO stoppage. Let's move on. Modestas Bukauskas, Paul Craig. As with every Paul Craig fight, I'm just going to pick against him. I'm not even going to waste any time. I think Bukauskas is a horrible fighter, to be honest with you. I think he's not great, not that improved. He's got pretty powerful hands. His takedown defense is not good. I will always thank Modestas Bukauskas because I had a bet on him. Bet on him to finish Marcin Prachnio in the 3rd round, and he damn did that. It was awesome. But Paul Craig, good, decent kicks at range, but you can close that distance quick, man. Bukauskas is good enough to close the distance. Borralho was able to do it, make it look easy. And if Borralho's making it look easy, Bukauskas can do it. Bukauskas, KO. Let's move on to the next one. Benoit Saint Denis, Mauricio Ruffy. I see the vision. And when I watch the old BSD fights, I see it. I see him out-dogging Ruffy. But then I watched the last one. I watched the Propolek fight. And I don't think that maybe Saint Denis looks better than that fight. But please watch that fight and go watch any other fight before that. Watch the Poirier early rounds of Poirier. He doesn't look anything like that. That Propolek, it was a horrible performance. I know he got the finish or whatever, but man, he looked slow. He was open and being hit, getting countered by that guy. I think Ruffy puts him out. The speed of Benoit in that last fight was so atrocious. And yeah, I can see Benoit winning, but the more likely outcome is Ruffy puts him out or hurts him badly. I don't think Ruffy gets taken down early. I think Saint Denis has a good clinch game, but I think that we're overrating Saint Denis' ability to take this fight to the ground. Yeah, he took down Dustin Poirier all these times. Poirier's pulling guillotine, doing stupid shit, I don't think this guy lost to Moicano, man. I like Renato Moicano. He's not a great fighter. He's one of the worst ranked fighters in the UFC right now, in my opinion. Do I think he's the worst ranked lightweight? Yep, I do. I would pick a lot of fighters outside the rankings to beat Renato Moicano. And it's no offense to him, but that's just how I feel. Saint Denis got fucking murdered by him. Saint Denis, he's got good pressure. Clinch is good, but he's so hittable, man. And the speed, the speed discrepancy is gonna be crazy. And I don't think insane of Ruffy. I think if Ruffy fought Fiziev would beat the fuck out of him. And that's just truly how I feel. Like, I think if Ruffy got in there with a very good striker, he'd get his ass kicked. But Saint Denis is not a good striker. And I think Ruffy's takedown defense will look fine, man, especially early on. And if the fight gets deep, maybe Saint Denis has some success, but I don't see it getting deep. I think Ruffy puts him out. I think Ruffy wins this fight by first round KO. I've been perfect betting on Mauricio Ruffy. I bet him against Lontop by decision, which was a beautiful one. I think it was plus 350. I also bet I absolutely hammered him to KO Bobby Green. I mean, it was like minus 105 for him to KO Bobby Green. Give me that all damn day. We hammered that as well. So I've been all over Mauricio Ruffy. Give me him to win by KO here. And we'll move on to the main event. Nassourdine Imavov. He said it in his interview. Imavov. Nassourdine Imavov. Borralho. I hate Borralho, but if you've been watching me for a little while, you would know that. You know I don't like Borralho. Don't like his game. Don't like him as a person. He's taken on Imavov plus 105. We got Imavov at plus 110, and you already know who I'm picking. Nassourdine Imavov. I think that Borralho is overrated grappler. He has one submission in the UFC over Mikhail Olegzaychuk. That's a good one, man. That's a good submission. Has he ever been submitted, Olegzaychuk, in the UFC? Or even on the regional scenes? Let's fact check that. 6 times. I think Borralho's grappling is overrated as fuck. I think his wrestling is overrated as fuck. I think if Imavov gets taken down, he'll get back up or reverse Borralho. Makhmud Muradov reversed him. So, who's better on the feet? Who manages distance better? Who's faster? Who's better boxer? Imavov. Who is the better IQ? Borralho. What this fight comes down to is Imavov controlling the distance and outlanding him. Because the harder shots are coming from Imavov, the more precise shots, the better combinations, and the kicks. I think Imavov is going to go ahead and kick here quite a bit. I don't think he should be worried about getting taken down. I think Borralho's extremely one-dimensional on the feet. You see him throw the jab, you see him throw the 1-2, you see him throw the calf kick, and that's really all you're going to get. If you look at what significant strikes he's typically throwing, those are the 4 you're going to get. You're not getting wheel kicks. You're not getting, hooks. Maybe he'll throw the right hook a decent amount. But he does pick his shots well, and I think it's going to hurt him here. I think he's going to be way too hesitant. I think Imavov's going to be too fast for him, and I think Imavov can put him out. I do. I truly think that. So in my eyes, you're giving me the home guy, the better fighter, at plus money. Give me Imavov all day. With the finishing upside, it's Imavov all day, and I don't know how you can pass on it at plus money. So yeah, man. Give me Imavov. Fuck, I keep fucking it up. I like Imavov here, man. Let's go with that. Nasruddin by KO, round 3. And that's going to wrap it up for me. I hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link in the description. BetMMA, link in the description. And I'll catch you in the next one.